So to start with, you've got to take the husks off of the seeds like peaches and cherries. And that's not the actual seed, the seed's actually inside of there. So what you have to do is get that out of there, and what we're going to do is use some snips. And what you want to do is just get right on the edge and just kind of just chip away, or just what you're trying to do is prevent getting to that seed and cutting the seed on the inside. It takes a little bit of practice. See how that one just went right in half? But I got lucky because I missed the seed on the inside. You pop that out, and you may have to use your fingers to kind of help get the seed out a little bit. Sometimes they don't just fall clean out. This part is a little tedious, and it does take a little bit. But some patience will get you through. Say that I'm about to lose mine on this poor seed right here. And now you can see, so now I have the husks and the actual seed. So you want to take that actual seed and move that over to your petri dish. And I already had another one for that. We're going to rinse and repeat that process. These guys, they're super hard, so what we're going to do with these is we're going to go ahead and soak these up front. You can take some of your spray bottle water. I didn't use anything specific. We're on well water out here. It has a TDS level of about roughly 400, which isn't out there, but it does not have chloramine or fluoride or any of the other stuff that sometimes city water might have. So anyway, we're going to do this, and we're going to soak these guys before we go on to our next step. Then we're going to have to do the exact same thing where we cut those in. So now we have to wait. This will probably take you, just to be completely aware, it'll probably take you about 5 to 6 hours in total time. Not all of which is work, of course. Sometimes you're just waiting for the seeds to soak and soften up so you can get to the seed. And then what we're going to want to do is, once we have them all, we're going to soak all the seeds for about 2 to 3 hours. And then we'll go on to the next step after that. Okay, so I've got all of these seeds out of the husks. As you can see here, now we have our seeds soaking, and we're going to let those soak for about 2 to 3 hours. So just a little word to the wise, the peach pits are awfully hard. So I let them soak for a couple of hours, and they were still pretty hard. I was able to use those sharp little pliers to cut into 3 of them, but 2 of them were really stubborn, so I took a hammer and put the seed on a soft surface, like a towel on a table, and just tapped it with a hammer till it split, and then open it up with my fingers. You may want to try that. Just be gentle with your hammer, otherwise you'll bust the seed on the inside. So now we wait again for a couple of hours, and then we'll get these packaged up and into the refrigerator. Okay, so we've got to a point where we've been able to get all these cracked open, and now we're going to get them packaged up so that we can get them in the freezer. Give you a little more of a close-up on this. This is the cherries. They're not too bad to get out. The peaches, like I said, were a little more difficult, but everybody's been soaking for a couple of hours. And so now here's the next step. What we want to do is get them packaged up. So I've got these little containers. They were very cheap. I think we got them maybe at Walmart or the grocery store. It was probably about $3 or $4 for 5 of these, but they're perfect for this project. Takes a paper towel. And we're going to fold that up and put it in here. Yeah, then you can take your water bottle, and we're going to spray that down. You don't need it soaking wet. just damp. Okay. Then you're going to take your seeds and you're going to drop those in. If you get any seeds that are still kind of floating, they may not be viable. I mean, you can go ahead and plant them anyway later, and you can do this step. However, just know that later on, what you're looking for is a little taproot that comes out. And once you have that little taproot, which will take anywhere from the pears, I believe, only take, I have to look at my notes. The pears only take a couple of weeks to start. The rest of these, the cherries, peaches, and apples can take upwards of 3 months. We have a little extra water here. It's making kind of a pain. Actually, what I'm going to do is take my 5th container, which I won't need today. I'm going to dump some of this extra water out here so we can get our seeds. A little better idea anyway. And just drop your seeds inside the tray here. And just kind of separate them a little bit. Put this on the top so they're covered. Give this maybe just one little spray because it didn't get as much as the rest. And as a final piece, what you want to do is you want to take some ground cinnamon and sprinkle that on top. This is supposed to help. You don't need a ton, something like that. This is supposed to help keep any kind of fungus from growing. It's a good home remedy for this. So then all you're going to want to do at this point is, excuse me, at this point you're just going to want to put your label that you made in here. We've got Honeycrisp apples this time. Just drop this into the bucket so that later on you know. Put the date on there. There's my fabulous twins over here making a bunch of background noise. Guys, stop. We're packaging up future trees. We'll have to edit that out, obviously. So anyway, you can do as many of one kind as you want. You might even suggest that you plant a few extra seeds. Let's say you want 10 plants. Maybe plant 15 seeds, right? I have a limited amount of these going this time. This time we got pears. We're gonna get pears all packaged up here. Anyway, at the end we're just gonna drop these inside the refrigerator. We have the dates on there so we know when we put them in. You check and you want to just check them probably about once a week. Just to see, once you start seeing the tap roots, then you'll know it's plenty of time for you to go ahead and get them in the soil, and we'll make another follow-up to that video. Whoops, I forgot a step, see? I got busy talking to you fine people out there on the internet. I forgot to put the cinnamon on. Not to mention the interruptions from my dogs. Hi Freya, how's Freya dog? You guys will have to have a whole video on meeting the dogs. Seven Anubis Farms has 4 crazy dogs, and they are all at different levels of crazy, I assure you. There's Odin. Hi Odin. We named all of our dogs after Viking mythological people, or these days you could probably say it was Marvel Comics people. Hi, sweetheart. No, we're not going to eat the seeds, okay? Now we got our peach seeds, and all these guys have been, like I said, rehydrated. That takes about 2 to 3 hours. This whole process, like I said, takes about 5 to 6 hours or so of your day. It's not like you have to be sitting there staring at it or anything. Hi, sweetheart. Let me do this. You cannot eat these, okay? You're a wonderful boy, though. Okay? Got one more to go, Odin dog. Okay, one more. And we're done. Okay, we've got cherries to go. I'm planting a lot more cherry trees. That's the tree that we here, my beautiful farm wife and I, would like to get going first. You guys have met Shauna in our previous videos on releasing our ducks and chickens. This is kind of a one-man task here though, so she's actually sitting over in a chair behind me as we speak. There's all of our beautiful hydrated cherries. You can use any kind of thing. You can use little Dixie cups, you can use whatever. I just had these guys here, these petri dishes, but anyway, you can see these seeds. That's what they all look like. And they do plump up a little bit after 2 or 3 hours, which is what you want to see. You put these back in here just like you did the rest. Did I miss the? I sure did. Not that maybe the cinnamon thing is the most important step in the world, but it is supposed to help keep the fungus and stuff down, so I really wanted to try it. This is a new one from me. Although somewhere in the back of my mind, someone told me once upon a time that that was a thing, and I think I just kind of forgot. And wet the top again. This time I'll put my cinnamon on. Almost like you're baking something here. Get a lid on. And there we go. Now we have all these ready to go in the fridge, and we will come back to this video in about, probably a couple of months, but in reality, it'll probably be a couple of weeks for the pears, and we'll see what they look like, and we'll get them transplanted here, hopefully in a couple, 3 weeks. Bye for now.